Okay, so this is the investigative essay that you'll have to write. And the topic this time is, should driverless cars be introduced as the only form of travel on public roads? Now, it's really easy to say yes and give your argument, or no or give your argument. But I want you to actually break it down and think about it from different people's point of view. There will be a task like this in the exam, so you have to write a paragraph or so answering a similar thing. It might be on driverless cars, or it might be on the Amazon drones that deliver books or something like that. So this is good practice for you. Now, in this case, I'm just going to go through how to do it. Hopefully I'll get through this pretty quick. So let's get started. So introduction, write this last. Don't even start it, just leave it, just write introduction, skip it. That's the last part. And the introduction is where you're explaining what you've done or what you're about to tell me. So don't write it until you've actually decided exactly what you're going to tell me. Section 1 is, in section 1 you have to use the articles given, and I've sent you copies of 3 articles on explaining how driverless technology works. So does it work by string? Does it work by the wheels are in the ruts in the road? Does it work by sonar, by cameras, or whatever? So you need to find that out. If I'm expecting in this that you're using 3 references, right? So, and you have to do in-text referencing. If you use the references I've given you, all right, and this is in your rubric down here. If you're using the references I've given you, all right, then and used in-text referencing, then I wouldn't give you exemplary. I'm expecting you to find at least something else of your own. You know, at least 3. Look for 3 other things of your own. But if you're using the ones I'm doing, don't worry about reference list at the end. If you find any other references, then make sure you do a reference list. Okay. Now, section 2 is on a piece of paper or tape or columns in a computer. I'd suggest 2 columns because you can do it and submit electronically. You can do an issues compass. Now, an issues compass looks like this. Now, this is the what you would do if you're doing it on paper. And the idea is you're looking at it from different people's point of view. So the most important person in the world is you, from your point of view, me from my point of view. Right, so you are the most important, and you've got your opinion, yes or no. So should driverless cars be the only form of public transport on roads? From you, what's the positive? From you as a student, why would that be good? Yes, maybe because now you don't need to ask mom or dad for driving because you just jump in a car. No, maybe because you're excited about getting your license or something. Who knows? It's up to you. The next person I'd probably suggest you look at is the drivers, you know, and this may be just normal drivers, but also people that drive for a living. And do the pros and cons from their point of view, or the yes answer that question, no answer that question from their point of view. And pedestrians may be another one you want to look at, and there may be other ones like the car manufacturers or places like that. And the biggest one then is society or government. Now, the good thing about this is once you've done this, right, then I've got all the yes stuff here, and the yes stuff here, and the yes stuff here, and yes. So these are all the good reasons why we should have driverless cars. Now, what you're going to do is put all those into one paragraph, and that's going to be a positive paragraph, and then the no's will all match up as well, and you will have all those in a second paragraph saying, well, no, these are the reasons why we shouldn't do it. All right. Now, for you to do this, I'd say the easiest way to do that is on your Google Doc. You're going to go table, insert table, and just do 4 boxes. So this is going to be yes. Hang on. You're going to write you, yes, and then you, no, and then you're going to put in your reasons. Easy travel. So I'm expecting to see 2 positives and 2 negatives for each box. No, wanted to drive. All right. Now, if I hit enter, I can put in my second one. If I hit tab, it will now do the next one. So now I can do drivers. Drivers, yes, and drivers, no. Okay, tab, and it starts up again. All right, so here's where so that means that you can do all your information in those boxes. So instead of doing it on paper, you can do it in this. All right, so that's section 2 that you're going to do it in a table. Then you're actually going to identify the pros and cons of driverless technology for a range of viewpoints. That will be this. So you're going to have a paragraph saying this and a paragraph on that side, right? So there'll be 2 paragraphs there. The next bit is, how does society view putting robots in control? In other words, if we go back in time, or back to the 1950s, were people comfortable with technology in the home or technology at work? Have we got more and more robots or technology as we move forward? And you can look at this in different countries, in different time zones, or whatever. Right, and then finally, you're going to come up with your conclusion. So this is your opinion. This is 50 words. Your opinion with your explanation of your answer. You can say, yes, I think this because, or no, I think this because, or we're still unsure. That's completely up to you. Once you've finished doing all that, go back to your introduction and write the introduction. Put it up the top, obviously, and then you're finished. So in total, you've got 50 words for introduction, and you're looking at about 100 to 200 words per section, so about a paragraph or so. So a short paragraph here. Section 1, where explain the technology, will be about 200 words to explain all the different technologies. You have your table. Then you have a paragraph for each of these, the pros and the cons. You're probably going to be able to do about 100 words for each. If you go up to 200 words, that's great. Then about 100 words explaining, 100 to 200 words explaining how society has changed, and then 50 words conclusion. So all up, we're looking at 200, 4, 6, 8. You're looking at maybe 1,000 words at the most. This needs to be completed by the end of the lesson. And it's all going to be done on your Google Doc. So that way it's going to be saved as you go. I'll also have this open so I can see what you're doing. If you happen to get stuck, feel free to write something and put it in and highlight it. So if you go, well, I'm not really sure about this bit here that I've written, and then I should be able to go format. I thought there was a color in here. No, maybe not. All right. Format. No, in that case, just underline it. Right, just underline it, say, or bold it as well, or italicize it. You know, make it obvious. Going, I'm not sure what this means, and if I happen to notice it, I'll try and help. Otherwise, just good luck. Most people I've seen have written, well, between 800 and 1,000. Most I've had written is about 1,800 words. So that's a kind of a target for you. You will be sent an email with this on. I'll also have a link to the video that I'm recording right this second, so you can go back and rewatch it. But otherwise, good luck. You have until 3:30 to complete this entire task. So, see you later.